Okay, this is the second video on GGPlot. This is really a continuation of the first, so if you haven't seen it, go back and watch the first one first. At the end of the first video, we had this plot over here, which is the CIA countries data from the Modern Data Science with R textbook. We've done all sorts of things. We've added color for the percent internet users. We've added size for population. We have plotted the percent spent on education on the x-axis and the GDP on the y-axis. So this scatter plot arguably has a lot going on. Let's do a few more things. You may notice that a lot of the data is clumped down here near the bottom. So it kind of seems like a log scale would be a reasonable thing to do. So that's what we're going to do. But I want to stick with the Lego plot analogy, or Lego tower analogy for GGplots. And I want to do something kind of funky here. So this GGplot command that built all the stuff that I had, well, that sent all of the aesthetics to the x-axis, the y-axis, the color, the size. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to name him. So I'm just going to name him G. I'm going to run that. Now notice, it actually doesn't do anything. So here, let me prove that to you. If I sweep out all of the plots, if I just run G, it does not actually create the plot, but in the environment, I now have G as a list of a bunch of stuff, right? And you can ignore and explore through this, mostly just ignore kind of what's going on in this plot, or in this thing in the environment. But now what I can do is I can literally just add to G and get new things in our plot. So I'm going to say G gets G plus. So I'm going to take all of the base Lego tower that I had, and now I'm going to build on a log base 10 scale. So that's scale underscore y underscore log 10. Now arguably it's going to take you a long time to learn all of the GGplot commands. If you go under, let's see, where is it? Help, there it is, cheat sheets. Under cheat sheets, it does not have, oh, there it is. Third one down, data visualization with GGplot. I highly recommend you have that sitting in front of you so you can see all these shortcuts. For right now, I'm just going to run this guy. All right, if I run that, it doesn't actually show me my answer because I stored it in G. So if I just run G itself, well, now it shows me, come on, zoom in. Oh, here it goes. Okay, now I have this thing sitting on a log scale. Remember, everything else was like pushed way down towards the bottom before. Now it's stretched because that's what a log scale does to me. Okay, I also, instead of typing it in here, I could have just gone to the command line and typed GEnter. It regenerates the plot for me. Or I could have highlighted the letter G, really honestly anywhere, but in the last spot is sensible, and just Control-Enter to run that. Again, it regenerates the plot for me. Okay, let's put some nice labels on this. So I'm going to do G gets G plus. I'm going to throw in some labels. X is percent spent on education. Y is GDP. Let's scroll that up a bit. I'll say color is percent internet users, and size is population. Okay, so again, if I run that, it doesn't actually do any of that in the graphics window because I actually stored it, but if I come down here into the bottom and just do GEnter, now it actually plots this guy. So sometimes when I'm building a GGplot, I'll build up the base layer and then start adding things to it. Sometimes I'll just keep adding to the base layer and not use this storage step. It depends on actually the thing that I'm really after. All right, last but not least, let's put a little facet on this. So what I'm going to do is right in here, I'm just going to add one more piece. The different colors are kind of getting a little bit muddled. So I'm going to do a facet wrap. And the facet wrap is explained by net users. Again, use the GGPlot cheat sheet to figure out what all of these commands do. Use your textbooks. There's lots of different things going on here. I'm not expecting that you understand every piece of code. What I'm hoping you understand is how I'm building plots out of these really simple lines of code that are added on top of each other. So the facet wrap's going to take it a second. I really like the facet wrap. This is such a cool tool. Now, if you've done anything with base R graphics before, stop and think. Could you build this in base R graphics in a nice, easy, convenient way? I've done this in a few lines of GGPlot code, and I would argue this is beautiful. This is a great statistical plot. We can really see what's going on inside this data in a pretty nice, reasonable way. I think I'm going to stop there on this video. There will be more to come.